Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today, I'm going to be going over some forgotten cars in Greenville that you should get in case they go off sale. So yeah, let's get into it. And so we might as well start with this car right behind me. This is the Ford EcoSport, and you might not have heard of it because this thing is really uncommon, at least in America. In other parts of the world, you might see this often. But there is a trim with the tire on the back, and yeah, it's actually a pretty neat car. Although the front is sort of ugly in my opinion, and some people agree. I think it's alright, and it's just kind of a cool little hatchback. The tire on the back is kind of a cool addition. Yeah, honestly, this thing is super rare. I've never seen this thing in game recently, so yeah, if you buy this thing, this could be like incredibly rare in the future. It's really cheap. As you can see, the sell price is like it's like 14K, so I think I bought this like under 20K, I'm pretty sure. Also, the lighting is well updated. So I'll show you the lighting real quick. There's high beams, no fogs, but yeah, I mean, everything is pretty solid on this car. So if you care about like the model quality and lighting and all that stuff, then yeah, this car definitely fits that description. Pretty well modeled. This trim with the tire on the back is the S with rear spare package. This is just my favorite trim, though. You can get any trim. There's like some, I think an ST trim or something. That's pretty cool. But yeah, pretty solid car. This thing is super rare. So yeah, get this in case it goes off sale. Alright, so our next car is the OG Nissan Leaf. So this car is very uncommon in Greenville. I rarely see people driving this because this car is actually pretty old. Like it's a pretty bad model and the lighting isn't great. But nonetheless, that also means this thing is really rare. And it's also cheap. It's like 9K, I think, to buy. The sell price is like 7. So yeah, this thing is definitely worth it if you just have some extra money. Might as well buy this in case it goes off sale. It's a little outdated. The modeling isn't perfect, but that said, I mean, it's kind of an iconic car. So I'd definitely get this if I were you. So yeah, buy this because it's just a really cheap car that you can get, and it'll be super rare hopefully in the future. Hey, there's a train. Okay, so our next car is the Fiat 500, and I believe this is based on the Abarth trim. This thing's only like 12,500, which is extremely cheap for something that nobody owns. And honestly, the look isn't the worst thing. It's like a cool little kind of hot hatch sort of thing. It is incredibly outdated though, as you can probably just tell from the wheel wells and stuff. It's not incredibly up to date. It's not a great model. That said, this thing will still be super rare because, I mean, it's a Fiat. These things are really odd cars. Like the slope of the rear is kind of ugly, but honestly, for 12K, I would totally just buy this and let it sit in my inventory. Yeah, this is one of those cars where the lighting is pretty outdated if that's something you care about. But honestly, this thing will be super rare in the future, and if you just drive it at daytime, it's not even that bad. Also, I think it's kind of a sleeper. So let's drive this thing. That launch was weird, but yeah, this thing is sort of a sleeper. Like, it's for the price, this thing's actually not too slow. So yeah, I mean, it's a solid sleeper too. I mean, although it's kind of looks the part, like you can tell with all the decals and whatnot, it's still gonna be super rare in my opinion. So yeah, definitely get yourself one of these. Alright, so this one's another outdated car, but trust me, these are not all gonna be outdated. So this is the Ford Flex, and yeah, even in real life, this thing is pretty rare. So, yeah, you might not even have heard of this car. It's basically this Ford SUV that was made in like '06 or something. Yeah, this thing is not a great model either. But honestly, I think it looks pretty good. It's like simple. It looks pretty classy in my opinion, kind of. It's boxy, but it's kind of cool. Again, this is one of those cars where lighting isn't great. It's incredibly outdated, as you can see by these front lights. But, you know, to drive at daytime and stuff, it's not a terrible car. It does have the old car sounds that Greenville cars would have. Yeah, this thing's probably around 15K or something, or less. So, yeah, it's a cheap car. You can just get this thing. It's probably gonna be super rare, hopefully. But yeah, let's get into some more like updated cars with like nice lighting that you could actually like daily. Alright, so our next car is the Dodge Caravan, but you specifically want to get the panel trim with the little window inserts. Because this is just such a goofy trim. I don't think anyone would really want to buy this. Honestly, I think this actually has some decent like RP capability too. for like maybe like a bakery or something. I don't really know, but nonetheless, this thing could be super rare in the future. I think it looks alright, honestly. Like, it's a minivan. Minivans aren't the best looking cars, but I think it looks alright. Also, lighting isn't bad. This thing has high beams. So if that's something you care about, yeah, this is definitely something you could actually take the time to RP in and stuff. So yeah, I mean, this is something good to buy. It's not even that expensive. I believe it's under 10K. Yeah, that's the wrong trim, but not that's the wrong trim too. This one. Yeah, so it's around like 10K, so definitely buy this thing if you want. I believe it's one of the base trims. Pretty interesting car. I don't think anyone really owns this thing. So yeah, definitely buy yourself one of these. Alright, so our next forgotten slash rare car is the Bandit Ute. And honestly, you can get any trim of this and it would be super rare because I don't think anyone's buying these except for like Australians. But yeah, honestly, I think this car is pretty neat looking. I really like the detail on the bed. If you look under, look at all this detail of the like suspension and stuff. It's really good. But yeah, this is like the base work truck kind of trim. I believe this trim will be one of the rare ones because it doesn't look that amazing compared to the other trims. There are some nicer trims that are a lot more money, but honestly, you could definitely do good by getting this trim because I think there'll be less people getting this trim. Although it's hard to decide because this being the base trim means it's cheaper, that more people can buy it. But then the more expensive trims are gonna be like more exclusive, but at the same time they're more like tasteful, more people would buy them. So really for this car, basically any trim counts, but honestly, I feel like this is sort of the coolest trim because it's just so unique to anything we have in game right now. So yeah, I would highly consider buying this thing. It's also right-hand drive, which is a neat little thing, a neat little feature. Right-hand drive, which is cool. Good lighting as well. This thing has high beams, regular lights, high beams. It's a bit weird that the lights are here and the high beams are there, but no complaining. Lighting is pretty solid. As you can see, nothing really wrong with it, honestly. Just a solid car. This is the base trim, but you can get whatever trim you want. Yeah, this thing is pretty rare just in general. Although the fancier trims I've seen more often. This trim seems to be pretty rare. So yeah, it's like an interesting alternative to a pickup truck that you could get if you wanted to. I think it'd be funny to drive this thing in RP servers. But yeah, get this thing if you want. It's pretty solid. I kind of like it actually, especially just the detail under the suspension. But yeah, let's get on to the next car. Alright, so this next one is kind of two cars. These are like these Russian older cars, aka the Lada Riva and the Yugo car. So yeah, these cars are like extremely slow and stupid, but honestly, it's just something really cool to have in case they get removed. I doubt they will, but that said, I mean, like it has like Russian characters and stuff all over. Like, it's something interesting and unique to have. Honestly, do kind of like the way these cars look, to be honest. Like, it's a cool little classic car, you know, like pretty good stuff. So yeah, like both these cars have solid lighting, honestly. So, and they're pretty cheap too. I believe the Yugo car's like maybe 3K. This thing's, I did get like the top trim for this because it looks pretty nice, I guess. I believe this thing's probably like, yeah, it's probably around 10K, but you could get like a base trim for cheaper. It just has less chrome over it. I mean, yeah, any trim for these works. But yeah, these could be super rare cars in the future. So yeah, maybe get yourself one of these or both of these. Alright, so this next car is hands down my favorite car on the list. This is the Alfa Romeo Giulia. I don't know how to say it, but yeah, this thing is pretty beautiful in my opinion. This is the quad luck trim, but you can go for a lower trim if you want. Yeah, this thing is pretty solid looking, although you can tell the model is pretty outdated. Still, I mean, if you look from afar, this thing is really good looking. I did put some custom paint on it, and I did lower it slightly, but these are all stock rims and everything. And let me get in. Okay, I'm gonna have to respawn it. You can get a lower trim. This thing is like 50K for this trim, 51K. So yeah, but cool thing. I mean, it spits flames, which is neat. So yeah, honestly, this car's just kind of fun. It's also a sleeper. Like, I mean, it's a sleeper, but it's a more expensive sleeper. Lighting isn't actually half bad though. I thought the lighting was terrible on this car, but like, it's relatively decent. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. So yeah, this thing slides pretty well. I'm gonna mute it. So yeah, if you want to show off or something for, I don't know, some takeover, I guess you can get this thing, because, yeah, it's pretty solid. But the main reason I like this is just the car itself is really good looking. I really like it. I kind of like how the plates on the side, I think that's pretty cool. It's just a really iconic car. It's pretty cool, very underrated. If you don't really care about the modeling quality, if you can look past that, this is a great car. Alright, so our next car is this 1971 Mercedes. I literally don't know what this is. But this thing is just really cheap. It does require the classic Game Pass, but I believe I bought this for like 15,000. Honestly, this thing is pretty good for some role plays, like maybe like a president role play or something. The car just kind of looks presidential, cause like an older president like car, you know, like maybe from the 60s or something. I don't know, or not the 60s, but you know. Yeah, this thing is I think it's pretty decent looking. It just screams like this thing is worth a lot, even though it isn't. It's the Stuttgart Uhlenhaut. I believe, the top trim, but you can get a lower trim if you want. But yeah, this thing's way cheaper than it looks. This thing you would guess maybe 50, because it looks really premium, but really it's not even that expensive. No high beams on this thing, sadly, but the lighting is still really updated. Like, it's not necessarily bad in any way. There's not like really outdated lighting. It just lacks like high beams and fogs. But nonetheless, pretty cheap, solid car to get. This thing is super rare, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, get yourself one of these in case it goes off sale, because everyone's buying like the newer Mercedes and stuff. Those will be fairly common, but something like this, barely anyone seems to have. And our last car is the Fiat Spider. I believe that's the name. This thing was added a while ago, and this car is actually pretty controversial. Mainly in the looks department. So honestly, I can agree if you say like the front is a little questionable. It is a bit odd, but it's not that bad to where like I just would hate this car. But the back though, honestly, I think it looks pretty good actually. I like the back. It's pretty clean. So basically this car is like, I think, a premium or a less premium. I don't know, but whatever. This thing actually has the same interior as a Miata, so I don't know what the deal with that is. Maybe they collaborated. Let me know if you want in the comments. But yeah, this has a nice interior. That's one of the main reasons actually, because the Miata has the same interior if you just like the way that looks more. But this is just kind of a rare version of the same car. It handles the same, it drives the same. So yeah, if you like the Miata and you want something slightly rare, cooler, you know, this thing is a car to get. Also, I believe it does have high beams and everything, so, I mean, and fogs. This one has fogs too, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't really see why you should avoid this. It's a little bit expensive. So this thing was like 25K or less. So yeah, it's not necessarily cheap, but that said, it's solid. Like, this thing handles well. It's rare, and yeah, it's basically about as rare as a real thing, because you rarely see these on the actual road. There's also no Barth trim, but me personally, I don't really like the black accents on that. It feels nice and small, so yeah, it's definitely something you could do like some POV driving in or something. It handles alright, and yeah, it's like a first car in a way. Like, it's nice and small and easy to maneuver, so yeah, solid car if you want to get this thing. Alright, so I have a little bit of a bonus here. This is no stranger to you guys. This is the Plymouth Prowler. I personally don't love the design of this thing. I think it looks really odd. I've never really liked it. But low-key, it's kind of grown on me a little bit, honestly. It's an interesting car, and honestly, like, if you want a car that grabs attention, this is the car for you. Like, this grabs more attention than a supercar or anything. The interior has like a body color section, which is neat. The car sounds pretty good too, actually. So yeah, if this thing got removed, it would be really crazy to just own this thing and just drive it around. People would be like this thing would be super rare. So yeah, definitely suggest getting one of these. And this thing is updated, I believe. No, never mind. It doesn't have high beams, but it still has like good lighting. As you can see, it's not incredibly outdated or terrible. That said, if you want more suggestions on cars to buy, I did make a video similar to this a while back, about just like generally like good dailies and like stuff like that. This is just kind of like quirky, rare cars that are uncommon in Greenville that you could buy. But I made a video on like generally cool cars that you could buy. I'm pretty sure a while back. So yeah, definitely check that out. Has some good cars on the list. But yeah, let me know if you want to see like more of these videos because a lot of people are starting to like collect rare cars in case they get removed. So yeah, just let me know if you want to see like more of these type of videos. But yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.